Good morning. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you on a steamy day here in South Florida. And we're going to wrap up a very big weekend here at Gulfstream Park and, of course, around the country as well. We'll get to it in the lightning round, but congratulations to Jenna Antonucci, Team Arcangelo, another horse we saw here this winter during the championship meet. Just tremendous for accomplishment for not only her, but for, racing itself.
Yeah, 5 starts only. 3 starts to break his maiden here, and I'll be the first to admit I remember standing out in the paddock, and I think I was saying, why did this horse take so much money on debut? I couldn't put it together, and sometimes they don't have to look that good to be that good.
Yeah, we'll come back around to it at the end, and just really exciting, and kudos to her and to all the team as well. First woman to ever win
a Triple
Crown race.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They were saying, first ever to win the Belmont, but it's on
the
a whole.
Yeah, which makes it even more
remarkable.
Yep.
We like the work Jenna does, and Jenna's down here as well and winning a lot of races down here too.
Yeah,
right?
She's got a couple in today, or one at least. Yeah.
Congratulations. We'll take a look at it a little bit later on. But again, 11 races today. Rainbow Six is going to be in race number 6 today. That pool is probably going to be upwards of $75,000 to $100,000.
Yep.
So get involved. A little tricky card later on as well. We've got a couple stakes like we did yesterday. But let's take a look at my early pick 5. The scratches on this card, at least for me, and Samantha and I were talking about it, the scratches for me came later. I did lose a horse here in the opener, but other than that, the early pick 5 kind of sort of stayed intact a little bit. The spread race here in the opener, I'm trying to bomb again in the opener with my long shot. You can see it here. Thank you. Greenpoint in race 2, very, very tight and condensed here. There's some scratches in race 3, but I always did have Sandpiper Memories, and then a 31 double to get out of this. Copper Master is my best bet of the day. In Beth's Dream, I'm not looking or interested in trying to beat her, even though she is tackling the Tapeta for the first time. That's just a $9 play. We'll see what we can get out of that. A little more expansive later on, as I mentioned. The opener could be, as you can see my ticket, could be a little problematic in here. 12-5 maiden claimers, 3 and up, sprinting 5 on the Tapeta. We are all over the place. I went initially 7 deep, and none of those numbers were the 5.
Wow. I just felt like this was a horse that could win this type of race.
Okay.
He hasn't picked up his feet the last 2 starts, but if you go back to the 3 starts back, it was for $35,000, and he actually ran quite well. And now he gets Edwin Gonzalez. It just says to me that this horse, I think, is going to be sitting better here today.
Well, I value your opinion quite a bit, so I'll spend the extra $1.50
That's so sweet of you.
to pop them in there.
Perfect.
So we'll raise the ticket to $10.50. The long shot in the opener worked yesterday. We're really going to try it today, I guess, with Tahota. The 10, who's I think 20's on the line and should be a price. He's 7-2 right now, but I'm not going to pay any attention to that with 53 minutes to post. There's some angles on this horse, though. Chased on debut and then tired, but I like the fact that he showed speed.
Yeah.
Edgar Perez, who we saw win a few races the other day, he's not a huge sample. He's 35% riding for Carlos Perez.
Yeah, that's great. And he drew kind of a problematic post first time out.
Sure
it was
did.
the 2 posts. It's hard to do that. I think he was hustled probably a little bit more than the rest of the field in that spot. And there's no reason that he won't be able to, A, handle the Tapeta, and B, 5 furlongs.
Yeah, exactly. Now, he's probably was never going to be 20-1. He's certainly not going to be 7-2. But if you want to meet me in the middle at 12 or 13, I think that's very, very fair, right? Who else we got here? Well, let's take a look. We got a stat, right, on the 3, Jose D'Angelo, Ferocious Beast. Now, this is the lone 2 firsters, one of them all the way on the outside. Not a huge sample, but that's pretty good.
It is on the Tapeta here at Gulfstream Park, 6 for 21, 29%. Jose D'Angelo does a lot of good work. Excited to see Carmel Chip at Monmouth a little bit later.
Oh, okay, that's where he popped up?
Yeah,
okay.
And first-time starters for him, we talk about this a lot, but he's been getting a lot of good horses, a lot of young horses as well. He's everywhere. A big beast, son of Big Beast. You think of Big Martini. Remember how big that horse was? Yeah, this one might be in the same category, and he's still a colt. We'll sit and watch this one.
Debuts on the bottom, but there's no world beaters in here. You're a caramel person? I don't know. I think I'm a caramel person. I don't know.
Caramel.
Caramel?
It's the same.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Potato, potato.
Exactly.
Early pick 4 in race number 2. Samantha has got the ticket here, 5.5 on the main. It's a fast main track, $16,000 maiden claimers, 3 and up. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, it's $13.50 for me. The first 3 races, I had a little bit of trouble with. The 2 Green Point is my top pick. That's your single, Brian. Race 3, I scratched 2 different horses out of this spot, but the 7 is my top pick, and I did scratch into him, Sandpiper Memories here. Race number 4, the 6 is my top pick, English Bob. It's actually my long shot. This is a really interesting race to me on the dirt, so we'll see how that works out. And in race number 5, few scratches in this, but I always had Tamarindo on top for Edgar Zayas and Safi Joseph. $13.50.
She's got to be a good number in there. Is
Yeah.
that your long shot?
No.
Oh, all right. Good stuff.
There we go.
Well, let's get to race 2 here. I'm sure you went 3 deep.
Yep.
I couldn't get by Green Point, but if you have some, okay, you got it on top
Yeah.
too. Just the last 2 races are better than this group, I think.
Yeah, they are. And I think with the couple other horses I sprinkled in, I just kind of wanted to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, especially Luscious Dancer, because, you haven't second.
Yeah.
Like we keep mentioning, these are the type of horses that are winning right now.
Yeah.
These 0 for 12s, 0 for 15s, you name it. I just think that there's not a whole lot separating the 2 and the 5. If you put your finger over that last effort on the dirt for Luscious Dancer, they kind of run about the same.
No, she's right. Green Point at least has dirt form. I know the last 2 were on Tapeta. We're going to scratch the 6 as well. 7 to 5 on Green Point. That looks spot on. 9 to 5 looks kind of spot on to me too. So not a lot of value either way. I've got the 3, and you're trying to split them, and you're using Secret Soldier though.
Yes, yep, I am. This horse drew the rail. I think actually this Arms race, the Mark Casse train, maiden $25,000 race, I think that might be actually a bit of a fruitful race because Lieutenant Sand came back to win in the first race. I'm going to see how my horse comes out of that race as well. So I guess we'll just kind of wait and see that race. It might be a little bit productive for these kind of bottom level claimers.
Yeah, lightly raced, and you get Miguel Vasquez too.
3 wins yesterday.
3 wins yesterday, and anytime he pops aboard a horse that maybe doesn't look all that good,
he tries.
He tries, and you want to take a little second look at that.
Yeah.
So food for thought there in the race number 2. In race number 3, we're routing here on the Tapeta Fillies and Mares 3 and up, and the tag is 10 down to 8, and we're going to scratch. This is where the scratches came into play.
Yep.
3, 4, 5 are out. Lanya, Kia Storm, Serenade a Kitten, and Hardly Social are all out. We've got the first replay of today. Let's just show it. We'll start off with it. Dancing with Daffodils. Now, I mentioned Serenade a Kitten is out, but you can see her in here. Here's Dancing with Daffodils, kind of in and behind, and maybe not where you want to be when the real running's starting.
Not at all. At this point, you want to be like where the 5 horse is, and she's about behind the 8 ball here. But I think she ran really well, and she took to the Tapeta well. I like how she dug in. She pins her ears back. It's just all things you want to see. Now, it's not like she really flattened out. She just kept going and ran really, really well. I didn't have this one that day, though.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
8, big number there. It's a horse I know pretty well from New York. My friends of mine used to own this horse.
Oh, really?
Back in the day.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sandpiper Memories on the drop and back to the Tapeta. I kind of feel like it might be too much for this group now.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think she just outclasses Mohamed. Don't see a lot of those anymore.
Is she the only Mohamed ever to win a race?
Might have to fact check that one.
Look that up.
Look at the sire stats on DRM.
Yeah, She Nasty is in the mix. She had I feel like she won 3 races in a row in a different lifetime ago, but it's been a long time between drinks for her.
It has, but I like the rider here. Miguel Vasquez jumps aboard. I think that's huge for this horse here.
And you know what? We're unfortunately, down to a field of 5. It comes into a little bit of a jockey's race as well. You got tactics, maybe a little chess being played there. Miguel is as good as anyone in that kind of spot. Race number 4, we're sprinting 7 on the main track here. 3-year-olds. It's a starter optional claimer. It's a clean race. It's a good race, and 3 of them come out of the May 14th race, and it was won by Quincy Cafe. Copper Master 2nd, English Bob in 3rd. I thought Copper Master ran pretty well. I know Quincy Cafe won this race. Copper Master's my best bet of the day today.
I don't blame you. This horse, and I went back and forth. I spent probably a little more time than I should have on this race, watching this replay again and again. Copper Master was nowhere to be found at the top of the stretch. He just came flying. I love the way he did it, and it was just ran out of ground. Today he gets 7 furlongs, and that's the biggest thing. And the difference between 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs for a horse is huge.
It's monumental, and I think it's twofold to me. Again, Copper Master, my best bet of the day. Copper Master gets the extra furlong, so does Quincy Cafe. I think that's a problem for him.
It is a problem for Quincy Cafe. And that's why I went to English Bob, and I'm kind of stabbing at this, but I just feel like this is a true 7 furlong horse. I love the win at Tampa, and that's just that's a different track. And I know that he didn't do the best here, but Edgar Zayas lands here.
Well, here's the other thing too. He didn't do the best here, but the 2 races on the main track with blinkers are what you're looking at.
Exactly, and that's the field. It could really, you could probably take this race 3-4 different ways. Like, what do you do with lightning tones? This horse was incredible.
Giant figure last time, and Danny Hertak dips in. Danny's claiming everything, and he does a good job with him, too. And, you know, if this horse doesn't bounce, and I think that's in play here, he's got a huge number staring at you in the face.
Yeah, he does. I guess the rail he'll have to deal with a little bit, but he's got a running style. He sits back and closes, so.
Yeah, Big John's in there too, and I think he's a problem with Quincy Quincy Cafe. He's directly to the outside. We got the apprentice who likes to be aggressive, and Big John's been chasing some pretty snappy splits of late, and I don't think that's a good thing for Quincy Cafe. That's a tricky race. It's a good race as well. 2 stakes today. The first of them start in race 5. It's the Ginger Punch. Now, these are state breds. We're going a mile and 70 on the Tapeta. I want you to go first because Beth's Dream is a monster favorite in here. We scratch her stablemate Battle Cry. Ironically, Beth's Dream scratched and the stablemate stayed in last time, Battle Cry.
Exactly, yeah. Now it's flip-flopped.
Tamarindo's going to be Beth's Dream is probably 2 to 5 in this race, so everybody's going to be bottomed out and blown up, I would think.
Yeah, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of Ticking yesterday, trying the Tapeta for the first time.
Well, that's not going to work too well for you.
Exactly. Well, for Beth's Dream,
Beth's Dream.
Yeah, for Beth's Dream.
You.
So I'm going to just play against her a little bit. Tamarindo, the last race she ran was the Grade 3 Orchid, 1.5 miles. Forget that race completely. Those last couple races where she just kind of saw the heels of Riveting Spirit, she was flying at the end. And you go back to where she broke her maiden. It was on the Tapeta track. She's got a win and a second place finish. And this is a barn that I like these crafty moves. They're kind of sneaky. And I'll have to remind myself to play this horse because I'm going to kick myself if she goes off at 5-1 and wins the race and I don't have her.
Well, I kind of think she's going to have to be 5-1 because, you know, Beth's Dream, if this race was on dirt, she'd be 1-9.
Yeah.
They're not going to not bet her on Tapeta. It'll be an interesting case study almost because we've said time and time again we don't really like speed on the Tapeta. It did win the stakes yesterday.
It did.
Say that. Crafty ride from Eben Gonzalez. She's just, to me, going to be really tough to reel in.
She's so good, but where's a 2-turn win on her page?
Well, yeah.
There is none.
There isn't one. There isn't. There's only been 3 races, right? And she ran okay at Monmouth. You saw her last year.
Yeah.
She ran a big number.
She did, yeah. She's the class, for sure. And she might just be too good, but 2 turns can be hard for this horse who's just been so solid at 1 turn.
This is kind of, we talked about it yesterday, and it didn't work for Ticking, to take it one step further, but this is kind of in Victor Barboza Jr. We trust. He doesn't make a lot of bad moves or wrong moves, we'll say. And if he's scratching Battle Cry and leaving Best Dream, I don't know, maybe Best Dream just needs a spot to run to get her to a stakes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this was not the spot I was going to try to beat her. Treasure Tales is in there. We got to replay. We got to replay Treasure Tales.
Okay.
Something going on here?
Yeah, this is a horse that was coming off a layoff from Saratoga back in August. This horse, 14-1, didn't get bet at all, and she kind of just plods around on the Tapeta. But when she got going, she was very, very game. She kind of goes out of the screen a little bit, but then watch her just come back on again. I think you had Princess Blakely in this spot here, but she reaches, and I like that a lot. And now she's got a tightener under her belt. Luca Panici stays. I think she's just an interesting toss-in.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've taken her to some big spots. Glens Falls.
She's been at all the parties.
Robert Dick up there. She wants to run longs, probably a little short for her, but, you know, she did run pretty well last time. She's also second off that long layoff.
Yeah, huge layoff.
I'll tell you what, if Beth Stream doesn't win, then everything's blow it up for sure. 5 down, 6 to go. That means it's a break. And when we come back, Rainbow 6 time. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
My Racehorse has opened up a door for people that felt like that door would have never been opened for them.
We can all be owners and we can all get that excitement.
You can meet your horse through the different experiences and all of the events that My Racehorse puts together. You get that hands-on connection.
Whether you have $50 or $500, everyone that joins My Racehorse gets that experience of a lifetime.
I love My Racehorse. Let's go.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you on a beautiful day here in South Florida. Hope to see you out here. Rainbow 6 time in race number 6, and we're starting to build that pool, I would think, with the carryover about $25,000. I would think 100's in play, 75 for sure. We'll take a look at my ticket. It does not start out in an easy race, so I'll go 61 here is the order. Here's the spread in race number 7. I did lose my top pick. Eventful is who I scratch into now. In race number 8, a little tighter there, 56, Midnight Bella. Single in race number 9, Madama, the private purchase, going to run for Safi for the first time, not trying to beat that one. The other stakes, the Soldier's Dancer is in race number 10. I go to Merlin. Let's try to pop him right back like he did last time, speaking about speed routing on the Tapeta. And then in race number 11, I do scratch into Grand Soiree, the 6. 2 top picks are down for me. You mentioned, too, you lost a couple yourself, right?
I did, in the later stages.
It is what it is. The one thing I will say that the top picks I did lose were in spread races, so it's not
that's
as
right.
bad. This was not a spread race for me. We do scratch out the 4, excuse me, Rough Entry, who I had in 3rd but was not using in the Rainbow. We both go Slim Slow Slider, who I'll let you take it away, is an absolute top form for Peter Walder, and he just demolished the field last time, including the 3 Universal Payday.
Yep, and we've got this replay here. Universal Payday, very wide, lost a lot of ground, Slim Slow Slider. He's just been so good as of late. He's going the 7 furlongs today. I like the way Universal Payday dug in. I don't think you and I both were not on Universal Payday. I think we both liked Slim Slow Slider. He's just such a cool horse. But Universal Payday, this horse might be sneaky a little bit on the cutback here, but Slim Slow Slider just might be way too good.
Too good right now, and he draws perfectly as well. And I think the cutback after you've been running 1-turn miles, I like that now.
It's good,
We've got the foundation at 7. Mish did not draw well. Mish ran absolutely huge last time. They're off, you lose. His race is over, 3 seconds out of the starting gate. Yet he made a prolonged 3, 4, 5 furlong middle move.
Yeah.
Predictably tired late. Octane was really good that day. You can draw a line through the race if you want, but it was a power effort. I wanted to put him on top. After the race, I was like, I'm picking Mish next time.
Yeah.
The rail is a problem.
It is. And the last few races, they've been against some super strong competition, and he doesn't get that here. If it was reversed and he was on the outside where Slim Slow Slider is, I'm sure if I can speak for you, we would have switched the picks
I would
here.
have singled him.
Yeah. And he might just be too pro to deal with this and not have to worry about it. But I like this kind of stepping point back here for him.
I'll say this. I thought he did run very, very well last time, and Samantha said it perfectly. He's been in with some tough cookies of late. the losses are adding up and the margins are pretty significant.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we get from Mitch today. I'm not playing a ticket without him. I'll definitely say that. Late pick 5 time in race number 7. We're sprinting on the Tapeta here. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 2 races. Samantha's got the ticket, which we'll take a look at now.
Yep, I do here. $36 for me. Race 7, we'll get to in just a second. A bit of a spread for me. Race 8, B6 is my top pick. That is Riveting Spirit, who we'll see how Tamarindo runs, because Riveting Spirit has been beating this horse. Race number 9, it's my best bet of the day. Oak Street Beach for Tom Proctor on the dirt. Second start, love that. And race number 10, it's the Soldier's Dancer. The 4, Super Legacy. It's a horse that has 5 wins on the Tapeta. I love this horse today. And in the finale on this Sunday afternoon, I scratch out of my top pick. I do scratch it into the 9 Tepper for Victor Barbosa. Drawn very well, and $36. By the way, we had 2 singles yesterday in the Rainbow Six.
Oh, in the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Didn't come to fruition.
No.
Super Legacy, 4 wins on the Tapeta and did not win last time. So you are
I'm all
You are
exactly.
all in.
Yes, all in.
all in. Spread race here for me. We'll get to it now. Samantha has the 10, who I've certainly got in my mix all the way to the outside. We scratched the 4, Grand Valley. We were going to show you that race, but that's out. The 13's not going to play either. Harry's on the beach. Eternal Flame for you.
Yeah, Jose D'Angelo, again, like we mentioned earlier, just a barn that does everything right as of late, and just a solid team he's got working behind him. This horse finished really well last time, just couldn't get the job done. Jet Wings was just too good, I think. It was that,
you were up in Pimlico, and I don't know what was going on with Jet Wings, but
that was
freaked.
Yeah, that was it was a bit of a head scratcher for me, a bit like Barbara yesterday.
Barbara.
Yeah, but I think this horse is just perfect, drawn perfect for this spot today, and I think is coming around to a good one.
Eventful for me. I mean, you see it on the paper. The class drop is seismic here.
Yep.
The win 2 back was awesome. He's got to like this group a lot today.
Oh, yeah, he's going to love it. And the no-name dude in Rocka Cruise group, they haven't really impressed me too much as of late. No. But I still think that this guy might be just too good on the drop.
He's facing older horses for the first time, too. And it doesn't bother me that he's a 3-year-old. What bothers me a little bit, and it's another reason why I spread, and again, I scratch into him. I had Eternal Grand Valley on top, is that he hasn't proven it yet. Yeah. That's all.
That could be a problem.
That's all. So we'll see what we get here. Like I said, to me, it's a spread race.
Yeah.
Wheats Leaf is in the mix. Samantha's got Glorious Business second off on the drop for Safi. Got to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, you would think.
Late pick 4 time here in race number 8. We can bypass my tickets. It's a run back of the Rainbow, and of course I'll tweet it out and all that good stuff. Routing on the Tapeta and the starter optional claimer, fillies and mares. These are 4 and up. So the veterans, we just got the exacta reverse. Well, Riveting Spirit has been in such good. It's tricky, her form, but she woke back up last time. We'll say that.
Yeah, she did, and I don't really know what was the deal with the start 2 races back.
Yeah.
She just, I don't know. It was weird, a weird race to me. There was kind of just no effort.
I think, though, when I kind of started saying she's been in such good speed, I think we can eliminate that race 2 back now because she's got 2 wins and a second around it. I don't know. You know these horses, fillies and mares. Sometimes just might not be their day.
Exactly. Lionel Reyes gets aboard here today. Sandino Hernandez claimed the horse last out, not in for a tag here today. And I talk about this a lot. These horses that switch barns are getting claimed and for big prices, $20,000. That's not cheap. It's a good indication of that they're sound, they're healthy, and they're in good form.
And she's not in for a tag today either. So he doesn't want to lose her.
Nope.
That's a very good sign, too. Samantha says there's a lot about this barn. The stats don't really prove it out because it's been a little quiet. It's a very, very sharp barn.
Yep.
Doesn't claim a lot of horses. Take no. Midnight Bell is the house horse. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Her overall body of work is they've got to get to her.
They do. She's won the last 4 of her 5 starts. Do you want to take a guess why I didn't pick her second?
Because she won last time,
Excuse
me. And a lot of 2 of those wins at least were on turf. I'll say that.
That's
true. She's got plenty of Tapeta form as well, but she's trying this stat. I don't really know if it's
it's not really working, but
work in progress kind of thing, but we'll see. Hey, the 9th is a fun race. The maiden special weight. We're going 7 here on the main track. Fillies, just 3-year-old fillies. it's a potential key race. We'll let you start because Oak Street Beach was just basically had no chance last time as a daughter of gun runner running 5 on the turf, but she ran okay, and it's go time today.
It's got to be gun runners. I cannot make any case for them on the grass.
Going 5?
Yeah, at all, especially just on the grass. I don't see it. I don't understand. Now she's back on the dirt and going 7, which is great. She's just got a little bit of a stretch out to her. I think we've got a replay of her.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, of her finishing. Or I thought maybe we did. Yeah, thanks, guys, so much. Okay, so there she was, 7-1. Didn't get really bet a whole lot, but Queen Karima was just a good one that day. And she dug in. Credit to her, even with her breeding, not suggesting at all that she will like this. She still was really game, and I think she was super fit going into this race. She's only going to be tightened up even more now, and to me, she's the filly to beat here.
Not Dama?
No, but that one's interesting to me.
Wow. So the 4 is a private purchase. A seed was a Juddmonte Blue Blood. Now, admittedly, I loved a seed the other day.
I knew that's why you are so high on this horse.
She stunk. She didn't get a great trip, but she stunk. But previously, she was 3rd in the 8 Bells on Derby Day, or maybe Oaks Day at Churchill. She's going to win stakes for Chad Brown. And C2 and Madacat, they bought this horse out of that race from Mike Yates. Now, we haven't seen her in a little bit, but Safi's got her rolling. I think she's too good for these today.
Yeah, she probably is. I'm not going to disagree there.
I'm excited to see her. I think the odds will be closer because I do think your horse will take a lot of money.
Yeah.
Tom Proctor's winning a lot of races yesterday, including the stakes, blowing me out of a big early pick 5 as well. I would be very surprised if somebody else won. Not that there's not talent in here, but I think the gap is a big one.
Yeah, it's got to be. And this filly, we might see her in stake races, Baderma.
Might see both of them in stakes races. Beachland's down on the rail for Ralph Nix, who's got some talent. We just might want to wait one.
Yeah, exactly. That's, but yeah.
Second stakes is the Soldier's Dancer. They're routing on the Tapeta. These are 3-year-old Florida breds, 3 and up, I should say. Florida breds. We go 1 mile and 70. You take it away because you're chomping at the bit to bet Super Legacy, right?
You don't have the 4 anywhere.
I don't.
What's going on? So, Florida breds, Super Legacy, oh gosh, just has been in great form as of late. He's just been so consistent, and they've, if you look back, they claimed this horse for $8,000 2 starts back, or Danny Hertak did, and then Javier Negrete jumped in for 10 the following out, and he's runaway winner first off the claim, and then second, but look who he is second to. Fly the W is a really solid horse. This horse is just in such good form right now. I don't want to play against him.
Well, I hope you get 6 because you need to, and you should be 6-1 in this spot.
Yeah.
He's facing a good group.
Yeah, he is.
He's facing a really good group in here. I went with Merlin. I mean, it's just sitting right there in front of you. I don't know why, but Merlin freaked last time. You don't win Tapeta routes like that, and he just ran off the screen.
He did, and that's what worries me.
Sure,
we
I get it.
scratched our heads about it. Like, where did this come from? And can he do it again? Maybe.
It's a question. There's no doubt about it. He's loose in here.
Yeah.
He's 4. I'll take that. Me and Mr. C's at 8-5 on the line. We got a stat for Mike Maker. Let's take a look at it now. I mean, his Tapeta race was so good, but this is interesting.
It is 7 for 75, so just 9% with non-graded stake races on the Tapeta, and this is between here and Turfway.
Sure,
and
but it is Poly at Turfway.
Yeah. So this is interesting.
Or Tapeta, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tapeta, Poly? Well, it's all weather, regardless.
It is all weather, yeah. So it's hard for me to make a case for this horse looking at this race. Yeah, his last win, though, his last start on the Tapeta was a win.
Yeah, he'll lap the field if he runs back to it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
He's lost 3 straight since then. They were all on turf, but he's a turf stakes winner here as well. Remember the stat? It got scratched yesterday, but the stat I had, I don't know what the barn did on Tapeta yesterday, was going into Friday's card was 0 for 12 on the Tapeta here over the last, I think, 45 days. The barn, let's be honest, the barn's struggling a little bit here too.
Yeah.
get a short number on this horse, I'd be a little leery of that. Cashier check in the mix as well for Victor Barboza. Good stakes. Excited to see that. Samantha will be kind of doping them out there and seeing how they look in the paddock as well. The finale in race number 11. Key scratch of the 5, I Am the Game.
Yep.
Lost my top pick. I've got Grand Soiree. We just reverse our exacta here.
Yeah, see, I did not want to have this horse higher than this, but I scratched into the horse. This is a horse for Danny Gargan that now Jose D'Angelo has, and I love that the first thing they've done is geld him.
You like that?
Yep, that's a great move. You know, I remember talking to Danny Gargan about this horse all through the championship meet, and Danny Gargan didn't like this horse at all. And he was just like, he was there. Jose D'Angelo, though, he does good work, and excited to see how he is gelded. That win last time, it was just by default. I mean, Sir Gusa still didn't pick up his feet yesterday.
No, he didn't. He was supposed to pick up his feet yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of speed in this race, and I think that's both why Samantha and I have the same numbers. Just reversed in the finale of the 11. But before we leave you, the lightning round, and of course, front and center, as we talked about at the top, Arcangelo wins the Belmont for Jenna Antonucci, the first woman trainer ever to win a Triple Crown race. That's so cool. We know her well down here. Her and her team do such a good job splitting time, both here and in New York. And hey, how about Javier Castellano wins the Derby on Mage, wins his first Belmont on Arcangelo.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
It was just a nice, patient ride, and you can't say more good things about it. And he was confident, and the horse, he doesn't know who he's running against. He just plugged along, and that's just awesome. And credit to Forte as well.
I texted you that last night, and I said, I'm glad he ran Forte. I was thinking about this on the way in today, and 8 different horses hit the board in Triple Crown races this year. Mage is the only one to do it twice. 5 of them right here at Gulfstream Park during the championship meet.
It's awesome. And we saw Emmanuel yesterday filtered right through Gulfstream Park and up to the mark as well for both of those for Pletcher. Just this championship meet, looking back on it, it was so formful and
Up
continues
to the mark,
be. Yeah.
Man, we saw him go through the ranks, and now
He
he's
did. They put him on the grass for the first time here, and he put 2 wins together back to back. He's just exploded on the grass now. It's really fun to see.
double Grade 1 wins and the best turf horse in the country. And how about our buddy White Abarrio running well?
Oh, just this close for second place. It's great. Excited to have him back here. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll be on the van soon back here. Maybe to Saratoga. We'll see. But just
cool
good job to everybody. Yeah.
Best bet for you?
It is the Proctor horse in race number 9, Oak Street Beach.
Copper Master for me, long shot for me in the opener, coming right up. The 10 horse, who'd be better be a lot bigger price than that, and that is number 10, Tehoda. Who you got?
I wish I could remember here. Oh, English Bob. There we go. Yeah, 8-1 on the old Bob.
Double 3-year-old stakes yesterday. Ocean Club wired the Martha Washington to my dismay, and she did it really, really well for Tom Proctor and Edwin Gonzalez. Those Glen Hill Silks. You're going to try to get those Silks to the winner's circle in race 9.
I am, and they just let this horse go easy on the front end, and nobody could make up the ground.
No,
yeah, just a little too late for Honor the Lady, and it was a good effort. I think that was the only horse that wired the field on the Tapeta 2 turns yesterday.
Yeah, you know what? We're kind of saying that she lulled them all to sleep, but you got to run hard to wire on the Tapeta. It's easier said than done. And then, of course, in the male race, Armstrong, Jose, boy, he was good. We talked about it, that slow figure, right? I don't think that matters.
No, it didn't. And I almost didn't put him on top because of the slow figure. But this is just a horse that is really developed nicely. And these offspring of Taprit, I like them a lot. I really like them on the Tapeta as well. I'll have to see now what his statistics are. But all of them just kind of have that frame that fits, and they all run hard.
Belmont winner Taprit, so it kind of makes sense. Big, lopey, long-striding horses.
Yep.
That's it. 11 for us today. We'll be back for the opener. Pete's upstairs to guide you through the scratches. Happy to have you aboard.